Hello. Ooh, look at little sun catcher thingy rainbow. Oh, I love that. Um, so hello. Welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I'll be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for Pisces, wherever Pisces shows up for you. Also, there is a Pisces full moon today. New moon, excuse me. A Pisces new moon today. So, what good timing to be doing this video, although it may not be out until tomorrow. But anyway, happy birthday to you Pisces out there if you have a birthday coming up, or if it's already passed, or all of the things. I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, honestly, I don't really have a plan for this spread this time around. We'll take those. All I know is that the spread that I've been doing, I don't want to do it anymore. So I think we'll just, pull some cards. We'll see what cards come out. I don't want like a ton because obviously I want to keep these videos at a reasonable, amount of time or whatever. But yeah, so let's just start there. These came out reversed. Yeah. Interesting. It's the Ace of Wands, 10 of Cups, reverse. I don't shuffle reversals into my my deck, but if they come out in the reverse, I leave them that way. King of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and then the 6 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The High Priestess, the Chariot, Death, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. What's at the top? Wheel of Fortune. Okay, just was curious. So the first 2 cards that came out, Ace of Wands, 10 of Cups. It feels like frustration with, like something is just not resolving itself, is kind of how that feels. Wands are fire, cups are water. Not to mention too, right? Like they don't necessarily go all that well together, just like in nature, right? You can't necessarily have one with the other. Well, kind of, because, right? I mean, like water puts out fire, extinguishes whatever, fire, right? But also fire makes water boil. However, though, right, like there has to be some sort of object or something containing the water to where there's a separation, right? I don't know. Weird to get like on that tangent. Really. And what's also interesting too is that both of them are ones. So, aces are brand new. Oh, sorry, that came out of nowhere. Sorry about that. Thank you. If somebody, so aces are brand new. Wands, passion, creativity, it's taking action towards something. It's the motivation to take action towards something. It's like sparking a match, right? And it's like that initial spark that kind of gets things going. That's the Ace of Wands. The 10 of Cups is a completion. 1 and 0 obviously simplify down to a 1. The 10 of Cups is like, it's a minor arcana card to the Sun card. It's everything good. It's joy, it's bliss, everybody feeling purposeful, everybody feeling fulfilled. It's community, it's family. We can see on this card that there is a person with a child on their back. They're, holding hands. There's this house, right? Like it kind of has like white picket fence, like just everything that you hoped for, imagined, manifested, the way that you wanted to feel in your life type of thing, where it's like all those things coming together, feeling a sense of community, feeling a sense of belonging, blah, 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 right? Like all those things. So both of these cards being in the reverse, like I said, it's like something is just either not resolving. It's like, there's some level too of frustration here. Maybe not being able to find like the right combination, or like the things that maybe you are trying to put energy into are just not taking off. Also too, like, depending on the amount of astrology content you consume, for me it's a lot. But things have just been funky literally for like the last, since October-ish for sure, but maybe even longer than that. Like we have this Mars retrograde. Mars just went direct in Cancer. There's that. So depending on like where Cancer is for you, that has just been extremely rough and frustrating. Mars is a fire planet. Right? So there is that. Not to mention in Pisces specifically, you've had Saturn there for the last 2.5 years. You've had Neptune there for the last 14 years, I think. And it's at like the last degrees of Pisces. So the last degrees, I think, of anything, there's a lot of tension, a lot of frustrating energy, because it feels like being pulled apart and put back together like at the same time, but also not correctly. And just almost even like not understanding or seeing the reasoning, which is, we have the King of Swords out here, but it's like, why this doesn't even make sense. Like, why are we doing this way type of thing? And it could be just affecting like what you had planned, what you were expecting. Maybe there has been some effect within your family, either in the last 2.5 years, in the last 14 years. Of course, it would depend too what planets or what placements that you have in Pisces, because obviously, those transits would have been going over your natal placements. We have the North Node in Pisces. Venus and Mercury just went through Pisces. They're about to go retrograde in March. So they're going to retrograde in Aries and then go back into Pisces over Neptune, over the North Node. So all of that being said, which I totally understand if that like just sounds like gibberish, hearing it is enough. Like you don't have to understand it. It's just, like hearing it to me is enough. All that I want to say about all of that though is do not believe this shit right now. Like, do not believe that it is going to continue to feel that way either forever or all year or whatever. We need to make it to June. That's it. Like, really, I think like April, a little bit of May, June for sure though, because that's kind of when all these transits, all these placements are going to be better positioned. Also, every single planet was in a zodiac sign that it hates being in. So again, like the last, definitely February, a little bit of March, maybe January too. But so also even just keeping in mind that the energy out in the universe, all around us, within us, all of it has just been funky. But it's hard to convince ourselves that it's going to change. So, I've literally been telling people in personal readings, in YouTube readings, amongst my friends, having conversations, to myself literally 1,000 times a day, do not attach yourself to any thought, any belief, any lifestyle, like, because truly I do think that it is all going to change in some capacity and probably end up in a way where we didn't necessarily think it was going to wind up. Good, bad, or otherwise. I think it's going to be good, though. I really do think that it's going to be good. And also, too, like, all of this is information. So it's not a matter of, like, don't, it's like, don't stop trying things. Don't stop, obviously, like, holding on to a vision, a manifestation, or, whatever. But, like, as far as the way that those things are going to play out, or as far as the way that those things are finally going to show up in your lives, don't attach yourself to an outcome, or really try to do your best to keep your heart and your mind open. And again, we have the King of Swords and the Two of Pentacles here, and kings are the highest expression of the suit. Swords have to do with our mind, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindset. I also see swords as being the suit of ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to circumstances, to experiences, to feelings. And it becomes that filter. We consume content, we literally exist at all. And that existence goes through the filter of our ego, and it kicks out a story of that becomes our reality, or our perspective, right? So if anything, too, over here, the motivation that you have drawn upon in the past, like your why, or again, the reason why you do something, motivation, that may be the thing that needs to change. Like, I do also think that, like, old ways of doing things, literally in all aspects of our lives, how we go about finding jobs, how we go about working our jobs, how we go about our family structure, our relationship structures, our day-to-day, whatever it is, right? I do think that those things are changing. I think that they worked for a time, and I think we as humans, because homeostasis, or just out of habit, or because we draw upon things that have worked for us in the past because they got us a result that we were happy with at the time, so we kind of tend to, like, go back to that way of doing things. That way of doing things is probably what is not working anymore. And that is why the result is not resulting. And it's kind of like one of those things of, like, if you don't know what to do, if it doesn't seem clear, don't do anything. If that is possible, wait for clarity, wait for more information. Again, if it's like one of those things of you're doing things the same way that you have always done them, but you're not getting the same result, bro, you stop doing it that way. And if you don't know a different way to do it, don't do anything until, you could have a conversation with somebody. You could see a video on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, whatever, wherever you are. YouTube, right? You could see a video of somebody else talking about what they did, and it resonates with you, right? You're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try it that way, or I'm going to put my own little personal spin on doing it that way. But it is a different way of doing things for me, though, right? And again, I know I kind of started talking about the King of Swords and then I went, like, backwards, but also, behind them, there's this maze, right? So they've gotten themselves through this maze. They're holding this contract in their hand. They have the compass at where their heart would be. Even this like orb of light at their crown chakra. To me, like, crown chakra is like higher consciousness, right? It's like receiving information from the ethers, which I think is very Piscean. We have the high priestess back here too, which is that direct connection to our star player, right? And also like our head chakra being like the closest we could be to higher consciousness, right? It's like the highest point on our body. But the King of Swords is also, it's like relying on your intelligence, being confident in the things that you know, right? I just keep looking at this. It does feel like a contract to me. Maybe there's like hoops because, there is this maze back here. Maybe there's hoops that you feel like you have to jump through. And I feel like as annoying or inconvenient as those hoops could be, you have the capacity to do that. You have, again, the intelligence, you have the knowledge, you have the information. Swords are also divine truth and honesty. So it is very much being true to yourself and following your own north. So not even doing things the way that other people have done them, which I know I just said, like, maybe you see something on, TikTok or social media where you're like, I'm going to try it that way. But again, it's like putting your own spin on it. It's just information, right? Because it is going to be different than how you have been doing things, but it's going to be something that resonates with you, that really even kind of clicks in with your intuition too. Like you're like, oh yeah, that is the way, right? The Two of Pentacles talks about balance, balancing responsibilities. This is like the adulting card to me, the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it, our time, our energy, where are we spending our time, where are we focusing our energy. It's our physical body, where are we physically showing up in our lives. Literally anything that you can touch, anything tangible, anything that you place worth and value on. They are usually juggling the Two Pentacles as well, which to me, that's why it kind of feels like the adulting card, because it's like juggling responsibilities. It's like the constant thing. Like there's a bill that needs to be paid. There's, shopping that needs to be done. There's food that needs to be prepped. There's savings that, you need to account for. There's, your work, your job, like, there's all of these things that like we're just constantly balancing the delicate ecostructure of, right? And to me, like this does feel like there is a solution that is coming in here for you. That my mouth just got very like saliva-y too. Like what is that? It's not even like my mouth was watering. It just all of a sudden, I don't know, that was weird. Like, do we need water? Is there a hydration? Like, are you feeling dehydrated? I feel like I am constantly on the verge of dehydration, so definitely yes for me. But yeah, like there is going to be a solution that comes in here, where like the scales are going to be balanced. Like you are going to feel much more leveled, probably more so than you do now. We have the Six of Cups, which is the card of the past, nostalgia. This could even just be like going back to like, a time in your life where you felt more secure. You felt like you had just being more in control, which take that as you will. I'm like not a super huge fan of that verbiage, but it could even just be, a situation from your past, a person too from your past. The High Priestess. It is a card of Cancer. It's like ruled by the moon, but also people do associate it to Pisces. And then the Chariot, which is Cancer. So I do think, like Mars just went direct I don't know, a couple days ago. It was like this week. But there's still like the whole shadow period, blah, blah, blah. It's still going to be in Cancer until I think April sometime before it goes into Leo and we start just, again, just kind of moving forward. Because also Mars hates being in Cancer. It doesn't really do that well. I know I mentioned before that like every single planet was in a sign that it hates being in. And again, in April, we'll start seeing that break up a little bit. But I said the High Priestess is that direct connection to our star player. Even too, that the Six of Cups is between the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands. And I was literally saying that like if you are trying to do things the way that you have done them in the past, the Six of Cups being the card of the past, that's the thing that's not working. The High Priestess being between the Ten of Cups and the King of Swords, it really is like a time for you as a Pisces, right? To really, really connect with your intuition. And truly, if it does not feel good for you to do, don't do it. Don't should yourself. Don't believe that you're going to miss an opportunity. You won't. Don't, right? Like if it truly does not feel good in your gut and you do it anyway, that is fear. And fear doesn't help anybody, right? I mean, fear has put me in some of the shittiest positions I've ever been in. So truly, right? Like if it does not feel good, this is the last thing I'm going to say about, if it does not feel good, if it is not a yes, I don't care what your human design is, because I'm kind of like in the back of my head, I'm like, well, if you're, not a generator, okay, whatever. If it does not feel good, do not do it. Trust your intuition. Also, too, because if you do the thing that your intuition is giving you a no on, then you're like totally missing the opportunity for the thing that feels like a yes and that feels good and is going to be an amazing opportunity. And we know that because we have the Chariot card here between the King of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. This is fast moving. It's being divinely guided. Also, things moving forward quickly. I also even love like being on top of this bird and like literally just flying over this bullshit down here. Right? Like just not even being affected by what's happening down below because you're being guided, directed, taken to the thing that is for you. The Death card is Scorpio. Something has to end in order for something to begin. Every new beginning disguises itself as an ending. Right? And even to this little portal here, I was looking at this portal on the High Priestess, but like, truly, right? Like, I think too, this imagery is what I was literally just talking about with a High Priestess, because I feel like for you to walk into this abyss, right? I mean, this is the tarot of the abyss, but, you would really have to trust your intuition. Which can also be scary, right? Because like we do things out of fear that we do not feel good about, right? Because we're afraid that we're going to miss out on an opportunity. We're afraid that a better opportunity is not going to show up. We don't trust the divine. We don't trust, our own inner guidance system, which I feel like is the Chariot. But also too, like trusting your intuition, trusting the no, trusting the yes can also be scary if we're just out of practice on doing it. Or just logically it doesn't make sense. Right? But we can't really rely on logic. And even the logic card that's out here has this compass at the heart center. So following your true north. Your logic is literally your own. You're the one that gets to determine what is logical. Eight of Pentacles, work, building something. Nine of Pentacles, success, financial freedom. The Five of Wands, maybe some competition in there. The Ace of Pentacles, a brand new opportunity. Seven of Wands, because you stuck it out. Like, this is all very good. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay? I hope that made sense. Thank you so much for allowing me the pleasure to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.